All right, hello everybody and welcome. Today I've got my coffee in my Star Trek mug, and it's some sort of instant crystal thing. Hopefully you have better coffee. And I don't know why I decided to include that in the intro of the video here, but I also have this tiny little sketchbook. This is a Talens, or Royal Talens, I guess. Just a tiny little 3.5 by 5.5 sketchbook. And I thought this would be good for drawing. I've been kind of curious about trying these out. I keep seeing them pop up. But I thought it would be good for those little characters I've been drawing lately. So, let's give it a shot. It's a little bit thinner paper, so I might... Oh, yeah, we should skip the first couple of pages because they're kind of glued together there, so... Yeah, this is still that thinner paper. Just have a nice hard cover. I'll show you. I don't usually show this on my videos, but I usually kind of wrench on these things to get them to lay flat. See, this one's still not laying flat. Oh, I'm sure as time goes by, I'll start to mess with it here. Let me find a piece of scratch paper to kind of put behind here in case it bleeds, and I'll be right back. There we go. I can kind of see the, you can't see it on camera, but I can see the ink through the back there anyways. All right, so let's start out with let's draw a little tiny wizard in here, right? So let's start out, this will be like Fuzz's cousin or something. A Fuzzin'. Cousin Fuzz. But I'm just going to draw kind of a rectangle shape here. Have that come down. Kind of a bean. The bean shape. And we'll draw kind of a center line here. I like to make his legs look like, you know, ghouls and ghosts. Ghosts, that, you know, that video game. Ghouls and ghosts? I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to drink more of this coffee. Goodness. I decided to attempt to record first thing before I was even awake, so I guess we'll see how this goes. Give him his little feet, his little pointed shoes, like so. And he should have kind of a different type of hat, right? So what are we going to do with this hat? I'm imagining maybe it's kind of a stubby hat. Maybe it gets kind of... Maybe it does something like that. Wizards don't have to have pointy hats. They can have any kind of hat, really. And we'll give them a little short brim, like so. Almost looks like Cat in the Hat, maybe. There's this mustache, sketching that in. And then his arm. One arm will be coming out there, one out here. Like so. Maybe he's got a stubby beard too. Maybe he's kind of more of a bushy beard guy. Something like that, maybe. think I'm going to adjust that just a little bit here. Maybe it just comes down a little too far like that. Maybe something more like that. Almost like his beard is his robe or something. All right, where's my plastic eraser? This thing is dirty. All right. Okay, so what kind of wand should he have, or staff, or maybe he should have like a little sword or something. Let's draw a little square for his hand. Maybe his thumb will be poking out that direction. Real quick and easy. Maybe he's just making a fist over here. What happened there? All right. There we go. Maybe we'll give him a little bit of a hat band here too while I'm looking at it. Still haven't decided what his wand should be, or a stick. Maybe he's like maybe he's a little more like Gandalf. Maybe he's got a sword. It'll make him like that. Oh, you know what? There's that Studio Ghibli movie that me and Mrs. Ramshackle were watching the other day. With the little people that live in the walls. And she had a needle. The character, I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was, but she had like a sewing needle as a sword. So maybe I'll draw that. This guy will have a little sewing needle. Something like that. Let's adjust the position of this foot so it doesn't overlap with his other stuff he's got going on. Something like that. Looks good to me. And then we will grab his little mustache. Maybe figure out where we want that to go. Just kind of out here like this. Maybe we'll stick with the theme of having it kind of be blunt and stubby. All right, so that's pretty good. Let's give him a light erase real quick. We'll see how this paper does with some ink on it. Let's grab a Noodler's pen here. Let's take a sip of coffee real quick. Let's grab this fine pen, with Noodlers in it. And we will draw a couple little lines here. This is literally the first time I've tried this paper, so never tried it before. We will see how it goes. Hey, not too bad. First couple lines. There's some papers will have. It's weird that it doesn't necessarily depend on how thick they are. Whether or not the ink will come through. Like I've noticed with the Rhodia stuff. It seems like it's really thin paper, but the ink doesn't really bleed through it at all, so it's nice. Just gonna line in the eye on the needle there. And we'll make this a little funky, like maybe it's kind of old and rusty, huh? Give it some jaggedy edges. Try not to go off the page. Alright, what do we think? Next, let's draw his leg here. Something like that. Uh-oh, we got eraser dust. Careful there. Don't want that in your nib. There we go. That's pretty cool. One thing I will say that's a little awkward. I don't know if it's bad or not, but it's because the paper's so small like this. It's you know, my hand is just kind of floating out here. You know, and I didn't really do a proportion check on this one. I probably should have. Yeah, like maybe this arm looks quite a bit longer than this one, so I might just, you know, make some little changes here on the fly. I just need to make that eraser dust. Where's my napkin? Oh, it fell on the floor. There we go. Coffee. Yeah, we just want to make his forearm quite a bit longer, really, because the rest of his arm just kind of disappears behind him here, like that. We just want to match that one, so he doesn't look too funky. And maybe we'll come out there. Am I drawing in frame? Managed to get a tiny sketchbook and still draw out of frame. Can't tell you how many videos of drawings have gone by the wayside just because I forget that I'm trying to keep it on camera, right? There we go. Well, that got a little funky. That's okay, though. We will embrace the jank. Alright. Give him... It's almost like a bucket hat of wizard hats. I think in my last video I mentioned needing to clean this pen, and I still haven't done it. One of these days I'll get around to it. Okay. Well, let's make sure. Yeah. that we've got some nice kind of raggedy, not raggedy, but, you know, furry edge, like a furry edge down here. Fuzzy. Something like that. Okay. Oh yeah, let's not go too nuts with the hair here, because I'm going to be switching to a smaller nib here in a minute, so make sure we're on the screen, in frame. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. And then, okay, so I think right out here, maybe I want to add just a little bit. Just like some kind of, you know, like little fuzzy edges around the, like his hair's kind of frizzy or something, is the idea. Sorry if I'm trailing off a little bit here. Kind of just getting started first thing here, so I haven't even finished my coffee yet. That's my excuse. All right. All right. Let's line this hat band in, like so. Yeah, the sketchbook is, I'm still getting used to it. It's a little bit awkward. I don't hate it or anything. Like, I think it's cool, and I like that it's tiny. It's just you know, you get used to working on a certain size of paper, or, you know, with your hand in a certain position, I think, and it can be awkward to change it up, so it's a little strange, but okay. He's kind of cool. I like him. He's kind of a weird little dude. All right, let's find the other. Oh my god, I have just a pile of pens over here. Let's go with the extra fine. Here, we'll do some hatching. Like so. And Just trying to create some shadows here. Like that. And then a little bit of a sort of a jog over where his arm kind of sticks out. Have the mustache hairs kind of cruise over that way. I'll do a little bit of stippling in there. And maybe just a little bit of cross-hatching for texture. We also don't want his arm to get kind of lost in the hatching there. If we can avoid it. But, hey, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Okay. Ooh, the paper's starting to buckle a little bit here. It's probably because it's getting a little wet. Yeah, I'm seeing some bleed through, although that could be from, and it looks like it is. It looks like it's this ink on this piece of scratch paper. When I'm like pressing down on it's transferring onto the back there. So maybe using a blank piece of scratch paper would have been a better idea. We didn't do that, so, well, I didn't do it. Hopefully you did, if you're following along. Drawing a little wizard. Yeah. There we go. Something like that looks pretty good. And then, yeah, I'm going to start kind of out on the ends of his little beard here. Like that. Just trying to follow that contour there. There we go. Let's see here. You kind of want to decide in your brain where you want your highlight to. Like this should be a shadow across here because of the brim of his hat. Sorry if I'm jumping around a little. You know, and this little bit right under his mustache here, that should have kind of a little bit of a drop shadow. But then there should be kind of a highlight right in the middle there, maybe just above the needle because we want the needle to have a good amount of contrast. Go. Okay. Just a lot of little hatching here. I was going to try and I was going to try and make it really uniform at first, but I think, well, number one, it wasn't working out. My hand wasn't feeling super steady today, but also it actually works better for this kind of bushy beard to have these kind of shorter strokes. It kind of, you know, makes them a little bushier, I think. We're going to fill in some of this stuff here. That's a pretty cool looking beard, I think. Hey, not too bad. All right, I was a little, wasn't feeling super confident at the start there, but I think the end result is I'm happy with, so. There we go. Just did that to add a little drop shadow. And then his arms and legs and his little hands, they're so small, there's not a whole lot you can do without them, you know, starting to kind of bleed together. So I'll just do these little, you know, they're almost hatches. They're kind of, I don't know, micro hatching, I guess. Little stipples maybe even. But just right along the edge to give him a little shadow. Try not to overdo it. You know, if it gets to be too much, it's gonna kind of defeat the purpose of doing them small in the first place. That one turned out great. I really like that one. This one needs something, maybe just a little bit more along these knuckles down here. Yeah, there we go. And then with this upper leg, I want it to kind of have a little bit of a shadow and then come out and kind of fade down like that. And can go quite a bit darker on the his little boots. His little booty, his elf shoes. All right. We can give it just a tiny, those little dots. And this is getting a little bit muddy. What I think I'm going to do is, here at the end, like I like to do, I'm just going to come through with a thicker nibbed fountain pen here. Sorry if I'm trailing off. And give it an outline, just to anything that's kind of starting to get a little muddy, it'll kind of bring it back out, make it pop. We're just doing our single pass hatching through here. All right. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I feel like we could do a little bit of something up there like that. How's that look? That looks pretty good to me. It looks like I smudged that tip of that needle pretty good right there. Let's see if we can... Sometimes the eraser will pick up the ink a little bit. Help out. All right. Well, neato burrito. Let's just finish them off with a quick outline, right around peripheral outline with this thicker fountain pen here. Or not peripheral, but partially going to be peripheral. This is just going to help everything not get too muddy here. There we go. What do you think on the hat band too? Yeah, let's do that. This little hat band needs some love. Then yeah, right around his arms. Ooh, careful. Getting a little thick there. We'll see how gnarly this bleeds through the paper. There we go. Right around his little sewing needle. And when I'm doing these peripheral lines like this, when I'm coming up to a sharp point like that, I like to just stop a little early, stop short of that, as it keeps that point sharp. If you draw your peripheral line or your thicker line up to that point, it will kind of start to, it'll make it kind of bulky. That's not what you want. I mean, unless that is what you want. Don't let me tell you what you want. But here we go. There we go. All right. What should his name be? Let me know in the comments. Fuzz's cousin. Fuzzin. Now, got to think of a good name for him. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully you were entertained. Go ahead and leave me a comment, a like, and a subscribe if you were. And real quick, I'll say thank you to my patrons. I appreciate all of you and your support for the channel. And if you're interested in signing up for the Patreon, there's a link in the description. And I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye now.